Welcome to MLC TV News Hour, reaching you live from the city of Lokoja, the conflict state of Nigeria. I am Khadijat Mohammed. The headlines. Nobody's interest will be surcharged as far as APC KOGI state is concerned. YAHAYA BELLO tells the people of IDAH federal constituency. Biden again says US will defend Taiwan if China attacks. And Rivers, PLATEAU, KWARA advance, REMO out in continental competition. Now the news in detail. Vice President Yemi Osinbajo on Sunday signed the condolence register of the British royal family, describing the late Queen Elizabeth II as a monarch for all seasons, who brought people together from all over the world. In the short tribute to the departed monarch, he wrote, "Nigeria joins the government and people of the UK, the Commonwealth and rest of the world in expressing our sincere condolence to the royal family on the passing of a monarch of all seasons. May the Lord bless her memory." The Vice President also joined other leaders in Lancaster House, UK, to pay their last respect at the Queen's lying in state at different times on Sunday. World leaders who visited Westminster Hall to witness the lying in state alongside the Vice President included the Prime Minister of Canada, Justin Trudeau, US President Joe Biden, and French President Emmanuel Macron, among other royals and heads of state and governments across the world. KOGI State Governor YAHAYA BELLO has continued to meet with members and executives of All Progressives Congress across the 21 local government areas with clear objectives to commend them for their unwavering support at all times and to urge them to support all the APC candidates from the presidency to the State Assembly. Governor Bello, after meeting with all the APC executives across the 21 local government areas, has continued to meet them per each constituency. And next was IDAH federal constituency, comprising IDAH, Ofu, Ibaji, and Igalamela Odolu local government areas. The meeting held at the Glass House has the Deputy Governor, all APC 2023 candidates from the IDAH federal constituency, the Senator representing KOGI Central, the APC party chairman, and top government functionaries. Governor Bello assured them of providing a system that will give them access to him directly. He said the system will not allow the third party and none of them will be surcharged. Our reporter has more.
The state party chairman, Abdullahi Bello, who presented the members of IDAH constituency, said the people are willing and ready to deliver in the forthcoming 2023 general elections. He commended them for their respective commitments.
The people of IDAH Federal Constituency, are you ready? Yes. Are you ready to deliver Senator Jibril Isa Echocho? Yes. Are you ready to deliver David Zakaria? Yes. Are you ready to deliver the House of Assembly candidate? This group of people are your real foot soldiers who make things happen in every election.
The 4 local government area councils are IDAH, Ofu, Igalamela, Odolu, and Ibaji. They were assured of adequate care by KOGI State Governor YAHAYA BELLO.
You know, you are the grassrooters. Is that not so? You guys own me. Is that not so? Very good. Without you, aside God Almighty, I wouldn't have been here. So, you are the real APC stakeholders as far as KOGI State is concerned. You all belong to this system. A system that produced all of you is the same system that produced me and all of us that are here. Let me appreciate you for what you have been able to do before today and what you are still doing today and what you will do tomorrow.
He as well appreciated them for their patience, resilience, understanding, and for accepting him and all others who are in positions today. Governor Bello said APC in KOGI State is one big family, and that God who gave them victory from 2015 will continue to give them victory. On getting to them directly, Governor Bello said there have been several programs from state and federal levels Henceforth, he will ensure every benefit that will come get to them directly.
I am up and working to ensure that every benefit that should come to you as the grassrooters must come to you directly. This time around, there will be no third party. We are coming up with a system whereby every APC executives, every APC stakeholders, stalwarts, members, sympathizers, lovers, well-wishers, as far as KOGI is concerned, as far as your federal constituency is concerned, will have these direct benefits. The system is such that there will be no room for excuse. There will be no room for anybody to be excluded. In fact, it will be such that you can report from your own enclave to me directly. And I will be able to respond to you. Whatever is happening in your local government, in your council wards, in your polling units, in your communities, you will be able to report directly to governor, and governor will respond to you.
He called on all state APC members to work for the interest of the party and ensure all candidates from the state, including the APC presidential candidate, Senator Ahmed Bola Tinubu, win overwhelmingly.
And this system is not going to be just for political reason alone. It's a system that is going to empower all of us, both the youth, the women, the elderly, the indigent, and everybody as far as the constituency and KOGI state is concerned. And very soon, in the next few weeks, a team will be sent around to all of the local governments who will come and demonstrate and show you how the system works. Then you know that GYB speaks loud, his GYB's action speaks louder than voice. My dear brothers, this system that have produced all of us here today is a solid system. I want to urge you, nobody should work against the system. Because a system that is working effectively, if one person who is part of the system tries to work against the system, you will easily be identified. And then you will be expunged, or the system will consume you. APC, as I said, that is one family. Everybody must work for the interests and in the interests of APC, from polling unit to ward, to the local government, to the state, and to federal level. Therefore, our candidate, as far as the presidential candidate is concerned, is Senator Bola Ahmed Tinubu. We are going to deliver over 99% of the votes for Tinubu Shetima in the next election. In KOGI State, we don't have opposition. So I wouldn't want us to even create opposition from within us.
He advised them to recognize pioneer members of the APC, carry them along and give them space. He equally said the new members, even if they join today, must be treated the same. On his experience as APC presidential aspirant, he said he has only learned from champions and described APC presidential candidate as a trustworthy leader.
We must recognize the pioneering members. We must carry them along. We must give them space. We must recognize the new entrant. Even anybody that will enter today, they have the same right as those who form the party. So nobody's interest will be shortchanged as far as the party is concerned. Our candidate for the Eastern Senatorial District is Senator Jibril Isa Echocho. We are going to deliver 100% for him. However, with the system that we are going to practice now, you will be so recognized. We came, we participated, we contributed, we vied. God crowned our efforts so far. In the last election, at presidential election, primaries, I vied. I mobilized youths, women, and people living with disabilities across this country. And they were ready to follow us to deliver victory for APC. But God, in His infinite mercy, said that is not our time. In that exercise, I learned from the champion. If you are a learner, if you are learning, if you want to rise, learn from the champion. Not from losers. And our champion, as far as this cause is concerned, in the next election is Senator Bola Ahmed Tinubu.
He used the opportunity to announce his appointment as the APC National Youth Coordinator for the APC 2023 campaign for general elections.
And for him to put his words through, which we must all believe, because he is one person who will speak and he will do it. He has been an achiever. He has been an epitome of success. Give it or leave it. He has been consistent. He has been a straightforward person. He never wavered. He never changed from one party to another. He has remained very consistent. Meaning, his promise of ensuring that Nigeria becomes an envious nation in the Committee of Nations, meaning he is going to do it. And I believe that he will do it. In order that everybody is carried along and that we deliver resoundingly in the 2023 general elections, he has appointed me in the Presidential Campaign Council as the National Youth Coordinator. And I have accepted to serve in that capacity. And by the special grace of God, what we did, and we recorded over 41 million members for our party in APC during the mobilization and sensitization for that registration. We will do even more in this general election.
Present at the meeting is the Deputy Governor, Edward Onoja, APC candidate for 2023 election from IDAH constituency, KOGI Central Senatorial candidate, Abubakar Ohere, and all other top government functionaries. The continuous meeting of KOGI APC stakeholders and executive with Governor Bello is geared toward building a coordinated party and members, reconciliation, and establishing a direct system where the people at the grassroots will begin to have direct contact with the people at the top. Joy Dada, reporting for MLC TV.
The Kogi State House of Assembly has summoned Dangotte Cement Limited to appear before her on Thursday to shed more light on how hitherto Obajana Cement was acquired by the company. This was disclosed by the Speaker of Kogi State House of Assembly, Matthew Kolawole, at the hallowed chamber of the House during the public hearing with the management of Dangotte Cement Limited and other industries in the state. Dangotte was summoned when the management of Dangotte Cement Limited refused to appear before the House without reasonable excuse for their inability to honor the invitation. Our reporter has more.
Kogi State is identified to be the most blessed in terms of solid minerals in Nigeria, but the state is not benefiting from its dividends the way it should, which attracted the concern of the state government and the state assembly to inaugurate an ad hoc committee to research why the state is not getting what it expected of her. The Speaker of the House of Assembly, Matthew Kolawole, said it has become imperative for the government to know what is due to the state in terms of revenue generated from the exploration of solid minerals in the state. He said the ad hoc committee, chaired by member representing Lokoja 1 constituency, Umar Tanimu, was set up to come up with a lasting solution to deal with the challenge, and part of the resolution is to invite all industries and companies who are into extraction and mining for a fair hearing. Kolawole said that despite the huge amount of resources being taken away from the soil of the state, he lamented that what is being paid to the government coffer as revenue is nothing to write home about. He said the invitation is simply a demand for the right of the state to a fair share of resources taken out of our soil, stressing that the summons should not be misconstrued as witch hunting. He decried how Obajana Cement, which was wholly owned by the state, was taken over by Dangotte Cement Limited, saying that the public hearing is meant to unearth the secrets behind the acquisition.
We are not saying don't come to invest. We welcome as many investors as possible, but do the right thing at the right time. Invite all companies to appear before the House Thursdays and Friday.
The Speaker said different kinds of solid minerals are being mined out of KOGI on daily basis, hence the reason to know how much is coming into the state's revenue house.
Truly, KOGI cannot remain the same, because how much is the revenue allocated to KOGI State? How much? And if you look at what is moving out of KOGI State every day, I'm sure you will be surprised that we are not supposed to have this and be complaining we don't have money in our state. I personally went to oversight function with the committee, I think about close to 10 days ago, and what I saw, I almost checked there for my daily states with what is moving out of KOGI State.
Kolawole is confident that when the report will be written, a lot of discoveries will be made. The Speaker directed the committee to invite Dangotte for another hearing.
I will direct you once again to re-invite not just Dangotte Cement Company alone. You have mentioned some companies that are tapping benefit from KOGI State. So all those companies are to be invited, and then we expect all this to happen next week. But I would direct also that you must get the copy of receipt of delivery of the letter you transmitted to Dangotte. That receipt copy is very important. Then write another letter as a follow-up to the first one you did, and dispatch same, and ensure you copy all necessary body, particularly the factory here.
Meanwhile, the House has already invited Dangotte last Saturday for a special session, which it declined. From the state government was the Secretary to the State Government, Folashade Ayoade, heads of government agencies, Acting Chairman of the State Internal Revenue Service, Sule Salihu Enehe. Matthias Ayodeji Peter, reporting for MLC TV.
The National Environmental Standards and Regulations Enforcement Agency, NESRIA, in collaboration with the KOGI State chapter of the State Emergency Management Agency, SEMA, has commenced sensitization movement to reach out to those living in flood-prone areas within the state capital, Lokoja, and its environs. The team visited Gajumau and Sarikin Noma, where residents are already affected by the rising waters. The KOGI State Coordinator Nesria Field Office, Larry Jimo, said the move to sensitize the people of KOGI State was born out of the earlier predictions of the Nigerian Meteorological Agency, NIMET, and the Nigerian Hydrological Services Agency, NISA, that some parts of the country will experience flood in 2022 rainy season. Our reporter, Joshua Adinoy, has more.
Full of sand. All of my youth, where they inside. So that water go get allowance where it go pass. All of you now, when they hear me now, tell every other person when they see me now. This information is good for you.
As part of efforts to avert the negative impact of flood during the 2022 rainy season, Lanre explained that the sensitization is also part of preparatory measures to get the people of flood-prone areas to protect lives and livelihood, stressing that some states are already affected by floods. He stressed that the agency is committed to ensuring a cleaner and healthier environment for all Nigerians, pointing out that the cooperation of the people will go a long way to help them achieve their goals.
The idea was based on the NIMET prediction of flood, the impending flood that is expected to ravage parts of the country. So we believe that as part of our duty to go out and sensitize people, to prepare them, to create the necessary awareness in order to avoid the danger that is inherent when it finally comes. You need to do the awareness, you need to do the sensitization so that the attitude will be changed.
A relief officer with the KOGI State SEMA, Richardson Edime, said the need for the people to move to higher grounds cannot be over-emphasized, calling on them to heed to the call to avert negative consequences of flood.
SEMA as an agency is sensitizing the people in collaboration with NESRA, telling the people the impeded flood and the need for them to start going towards a safe area. The need for them to clear their drainages. The need for people to stop dumping refuse dump in drainages so our water channel can be cleared. That is the state of our preparedness for now. We are sensitizing the people, and sensitization is key to saving people from being flooded.
In an interview with Rose Ojone, a resident of Gadomo in Ajakuta local government area of Kogi State, whose house has been submerged, shared her ordeals and calls for urgent intervention from the government and well-to-do individuals.
They help me make this water get solution. The government, even if they say may we leave, may they find place where they go build house for us, because we feel tired. We feel tired because person go build this kind big house and leave that house. If the solution fit there for this water and this gutter now this gutter. One gutter there here where the evening when rain fall, the gutter must full. If the government do the solution of that gutter, I thank God. Or dredging, they fit do all this, we go thank God, water no go come. But if they not fit do, even if they find land for us or they build house for us to locate. If not, we will not be dead this kind of honest. Only me now, only cry I day.
The district head of Sariki Noma in Lokoja local government area, Bala Musa Namama, appreciated NEMA, SEMA, and the Nesria for their concern for the well-being of the people and advised residents of the community to move to higher grounds because of the predicted flood.
As I'm talking to you, presently in my community there are some houses that are already in that water. So my only advice I have for my people is this. When the government comes to sensitize, the government are not just helping themselves but ourselves because of our health, our life and our property. So what I will advise our people is this. Whenever such a thing is coming and you know that that thing is something that will affect your health, your property and your life, it's better even before the sensitization of the government, yourself should sensitize yourself and try quit out of that area to save your life and property.
Ibaji, Ajakuta, Ida, Ofu, Kogi Kutunkarfi, Lokoja, Basa, Omala, and Igalamela are the 9 local government areas that are usually affected by floods during the rainy season in Kogi State. Joshua Adinoi, reporting for MLC TV, Lokoja.
As schools set to resume on Tuesday, the Anambra State government says it has banned the wearing of short skirts by female students in schools. The State Commissioner for Education, Professor Ngozi Chuma Ude, said the ban is for both public and private schools in the state. The commissioner, who met with education secretaries of public and mission schools at the Anambra State Universal Basic Education Board, ASUBEB, described such a mode of dressing as morally wrong. The commissioner said a student should look smart, well-groomed, project positive vibes and not be indecently dressed for school. She condemned the wearing of mini-length uniforms to schools, stating that it was morally wrong and unacceptable to the standards desired for children of the state. She said the acceptable length for uniforms in the state remained knee length and not above the knee, as was fast becoming the fashion. The commissioner charged the education secretaries to ensure schools would comply with the directives and salvage the future of the students of the state. We go on a short break. We will be right back.
Get human interest stories right here on MLC TV with entertainment, sports, business, culture, tourism, and fashion news stories all featured on MLC TV. Not forgetting political and current affairs news, state and federal government and people's matters will be discussed regularly on MLC TV. MLC TV, your one-stop online destination for unbiased, accurate news, entrepreneur ideas, and youth matters to the rest of the world. MLC TV, reaching everywhere, informing everyone.
Welcome back. Governor YAHAYA BELLO of KOGI State has been appointed as the National Youth Coordinator of the Tinubu-Shettima Presidential Campaign Council. The appointment was conveyed in a letter addressed to Governor Bello and signed by the presidential candidate of the All Progressives Congress APC, Bola Tinubu. Tinubu, in the letter dated August 8, 2022, stressed that Bello, who was an aspirant in the party's presidential primary, deserved the appointment owing to his impressive political achievements and the exemplary leadership he had demonstrated as governor of his state and as a party member. He added that he was confident that the governor would do his best in the new responsibility given him to ensure the party run an effective and message-driven campaign that will lead to its victory in the 2023 presidential election. In his acceptance letter, Governor Bello pledged to deploy all in his capacity, working alongside the presidential candidate to ensure victory for the APC. The All Progressives Congress APC in KOGI Central has congratulated KOGI State YAHAYA BELLO on his new political appointment as the National Youth Coordinator, Tinubu-Shettima Presidential Campaign Council. The APC presidential flag bearer, Senator Bola Ahmed Tinubu, and other relevant stakeholders had shown responsibility, purposeful leadership, and of course, readiness ahead of 2023 general election for appointing the electorally valuable Governor YAHAYA BELLO to hold forth in the most critical, necessary, and delicate aspect of the forthcoming elections in terms of youth mobilization. The fact remains that as far as the youth of Nigeria, who control 70% votes, are concerned, Governor YAHAYA BELLO is their most accepted and the most appealing political personality. As such, the decision to have the KOGI governor to head the most crucial area ahead of the all-important presidential poll come 2023 is the real square peg in a square hole so far. The APC zonal chairman KOGI Central, Mauzu Salihu Animoko, who made public the congratulatory message on behalf of the party in KOGI Central, further reaffirmed that Tinubu-Shettima can now sleep with their two eyes closed, as Governor YAHAYA BELLO unarguably has the capacity, the competence, and of course, the general youth acceptance across the country to bring to the table the needed votes. They congratulate in advance Tinubu-Shettima. On our foreign news, King Charles has said he is deeply touched by the support he has received from across the world in a message on the eve of the Queen's funeral. The King said he and Camilla, the Queen Consort, were moved beyond measure by everyone who took the trouble to pay their respects. As we prepare to say our last farewell, I wanted simply to take this opportunity to say thank you, he said. The state funeral service at Westminster Abbey begins at 11 o'clock BST. 2,000 people are expected to attend the ceremony, including 500 presidents, prime ministers, and foreign royals from around the world. Dear, the King will lead the nation in mourning for its longest reigning monarch. King Charles held a reception at Buckingham Palace on Sunday evening for heads of state attending the funeral. Many thousands of people have queued this week to see the Queen's lying in state, which ended at 6:30 on Monday. The queue was closed to new entrants shortly after 22:40 on Sunday. U.S. President Joe Biden has again said the U.S. will defend Taiwan in the event of an attack by China. Asked in a CBS interview if U.S. troops would defend the island, Mr. Biden said, yes, if in fact there was an unprecedented attack. The remarks prompted the White House to clarify that U.S. policy had not changed. Washington has long maintained a stance of strategic ambiguity. It does not commit to defending Taiwan, but also does not rule out the option. Taiwan is a self-ruled island off the coast of eastern China that Beijing claims as part of its territory. Washington has always walked the diplomatic tightrope on the issue. On the one hand, it adheres to the One China policy, a cornerstone of its relationship with Beijing. Under this policy, the U.S. acknowledges that there is only one Chinese government and has formal ties with Beijing rather than Taiwan. But it also maintains close relations with Taiwan and sells arms to it under the Taiwan Relations Act, which states that the U.S. must provide the island with the means to defend itself. Taiwan responded to Biden's remark on Monday by welcoming the U.S. government's rock-solid security commitment to Taiwan. Taipei said it will continue to deepen its close security partnership with Washington. Tensions between U.S. and China have ramped up after U.S. House Speaker Nancy Pelosi made a controversial visit to the island in August, a trip Mr. Biden has said was not a good idea. Beijing responded with a 5-day military blockade around Taiwan. The U.S. claims China shot missiles over the island, but Beijing did not confirm this. Taiwan said the missiles China fired flew high into the atmosphere and posed no threat. On sports news, let's join Jonah Malik for updates.
And on sports update, Brighton and Hove Albion have confirmed the appointment of Roberto De Zerbi as the new club's head coach on a 4-year contract subject to the granting of work permit. The Premier League club in a statement on Sunday said the 43-year-old Italian agreed final contractual terms with the club late on Sunday afternoon, having first met Tony Bloom, Paul Brabber and David Weir in London earlier this week. He flew into Sussex for the first time on Friday night and watched a behind-closed-doors friendly at the Amex Stadium on Saturday afternoon, the statement disclosed. De Zerbi replaces Graham Potter, who recently moved to Chelsea, where he replaced sacked Thomas Tuchel. The club have also delayed Roberto's formal introduction to the media until Tuesday afternoon as a mark of respect to Her Royal Majesty Queen Elizabeth II. Still on sport, despite the dreadful treatment of players and officials of Nigeria Professional Football League side KWARA United by herbalist of home side AS Duanes in Niger in Niamey on Sunday, the Nigeria progressed into the next round of the CAF Confederations Cup on a 3-0 aggregate. The Afunja Warriors, who held a healthy 3-0 advantage from the first leg ahead of the second leg in a preliminary round, forced the hosts to a goalless draw to ensure their qualification to the next round of the competition. Meanwhile, Remo's staff failed to build on their impressive first leg performance as they lost 1-0 at home to AS FAR to crash out of the Confederations Cup. Remo Star drew 1-1 in Morocco last week but failed to win at home when it mattered the most, allowing the Moroccans to advance on a 2-1 aggregate. It was, however, good news for Nigeria's side in the CAF Champions League as MPFL champions Rivers United and Plateau United advanced to the next round of the competition. At the Samuel Kanyo the Sports Complex in Pennsville, Rivers United fell 1-0 loss to Liberia's Watanga FC, but the Port Harcourt-based club progressed to the next round of the Continental Premier League club football competition on 3-1 aggregate, having defeated the same side 3-0 in Nigeria last week. Rivers United will next face champions Wydad Casablanca for a spot in the group stage. Plateau United, on the other part, edged a 1-0 win over AS Manji in the second leg of their qualifier at the Moshood Abiola National Stadium, Abuja, to advance 3-2 on aggregate. And that's sports update on MLC TV News. I am Malik Jonah reporting. Back to our caster for more stories.
Thank you, Jonah. On entertainment news, let's join Matthias Ayodeji.
On entertainment, Nigerian veteran disc jockey Oluwaforijimi Adewale Amu, popularly known as Jimmy Jat, has disclosed that he has had a successful kidney transplant. The popular disc jockey made this known via his Instagram page on Friday, September 16, 2022, while showcasing a video of his journey through the surgery. According to the doctor who narrated the video, the disc jockey was diagnosed with chronic kidney failure and needed a transplant. He was, however, convinced to carry out the surgery in Nigeria after he initially opted for an operation in the United States of America. DJ Jimmy Jat revealed that he was happy that the surgery was a success and a chance at life for a second time. The veteran said he is ready to go on any social media platform to spread the gospel about kidney diseases and their treatment. I want to be the face of the survivor of kidney disease. I have been through it, he said. Only a few weeks ago, another music veteran, Idris Abdulkarim, underwent a kidney transplant. According to the music star's team, his wife was the donor. Still on our entertainment news from Africa, rave of the moment, Asake took to his social media to tease a new track which has generated both shock and excitement from fans. The teaser was posted on Sunday, September 18, 2022, and it comes as a surprise as Asake released his debut album, Mr. Money with the Vibes, on September 8, 10 days after his debut album. The teaser was met with both excitement and surprise by fans, many of whom expected that Asake would take his foot off the pedal after releasing successive hit songs and topping it with his record-breaking debut album. The teaser indicates a collaboration between Tiwa Savage and Asake. For now, Asake has dominated 2022 with his music, and his debut album has reinforced his dominance. Hence, it's not too much trouble for him to lend his talent in helping other artists score a #1 single. And that is all on entertainment news today. My name is Matthias Ayodeji Peter.
Thank you, Matthias. And that is the size of our package today. Join us tomorrow at this same hour to watch our news as we give you updates on happenings within and across the globe. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel, MLC TV. Like and follow our Facebook page, MLC TV. Instagram, MLC TV 2021. Twitter at MLC TV1. For your event coverage, information, contribution, advert and sponsorship, please call any of our numbers displayed on your screen. Join us Friday and Saturday to watch our special programs. It's MLC TV, reaching everywhere, informing everyone. I am Khadijat Mohammed. Please continue to be your brother's keeper to build a united and peaceful society together.